Hello, and welcome to Did You Mean to Say That?
That's where we did not mean to say that.
I'm your co-host, Bobby.
And I'm your co-host, Erin.
We are back, just the two of us.
Right where we started. It feels good today.
It does
I
feel
love
good.
having a guest. I hate editing the guest ones. I'm sure you'll hear me say that 400 more times, but it feels good to be like back in our spots, back with our angles, don't have a backdrop.
Haven't seen this part of the couch in quite some time.
I know, I missed it. I love it. Thank you to Chelsea, whose birthday it is today.
Happy
on the
birthday,
day of filming,
Chelsea.
For that intro. We went out the other night for her birthday. A friend of the show, fan of the show, one of our loyal fans and followers. And we recorded that little thing, and I was like, oh my God, I'm going to use that. So we used that.
So let's dive right in.
I have such bad allergies right now, and I'm so tired. So, like, I anticipate this being a very chill episode, and then I always say that, and then I get really loud, but I'm really chill today.
Cool. Get your tea, your warm tea, a blanket
it's ready
maybe.
To chill. I'll start with why I'm tired.
We were supposed to film yesterday, but
We were supposed to film yesterday, so we are a little off schedule right now because I took so long to edit the episode with Mick.
love you, Mick. That was so fun.
Yeah, that was, God, it was so good. If you haven't watched that episode, please check it out. It's my pride and joy. I think we did great. It was an awesome episode. And then we were supposed to film yesterday so that we could get one out by Tuesday to be back on track and do a little double episode week. But I went to Bad Bunny last night in Louisville. As you guys know, the lore that my step cousin like works with him or whatever. He got me 2 free tickets. I went on a whim. I found out at like 4 p.m. The concert was at 8. I mean, the seats were shocking. Like, first of all, the whole experience was so like VIP coded. Like, we walked in, Mackenzie had like her fucking clown pants on with all the pockets and like took all the shit out and was like, do I need to take this out? And they were like, no, you're fine. And just like let her through.
Love.
And the show was like starting, like it sounded like it was, but it wasn't. And the woman who was checking our tickets was like, I don't want you to be late. And just like pretended to scan my ticket. Like I didn't even have a ticket on my phone. She just like let me go in.
I love that.
And then I turned around and I was like, but wait, I actually have no idea where I'm sitting. I don't know where my tickets are. Like, what do I do? So when we go to the box office, I tell them my name, I give her my ID, and she literally just slips me 2 little tickets. Like, it was so exclusive. And our seats were like eye level with him, like 3 rows away from him. Like, it was insane. Thank you, Choo Choo. I know you would never watch my podcast, but that was incredible. Like, one of the best nights of my life. Top 5 best concerts I've ever been to.
Hell yeah.
Top 3 maybe best performers ever, like live entertainers. Like, I've never seen like Lady Gaga or Madonna or like whatever. I don't fucking know, but or Usher. But like,
Usher.
Oh, he was just
Amazing.
so sexy and so like, I'm not the same person I was before we went. I don't know if anyone's like ever made me feel that way, like celebrity or real person that I know, and that's fucked up to say, but like the way that he makes me feel is like insane and fucked up. And it was so loud, and like we got back in the car and Mackenzie was like, I think that was maybe a cult and like I want to join it. And I'm just
Hell
like,
yeah.
It was a religious experience, truly. Like, didn't understand a word he said all night and didn't care. Like, you just felt it.
Yeah, that's
And
amazing.
he sounds exactly the same in real life as he does on the album. There's no backing track. Like, he does a little portion where there's a piano. He sits on the piano, someone plays it, and he like sings like 4 songs.
He's so hot.
My God. And the visuals, like, it was just a flawless production of a concert.
Did he take his shirt off at all?
No, he had like a button up on and he had a tank top on under it and he like undid the button up and like at one point it looked like he was stripping and we were like, but he didn't.
He's so hot.
So like it starts with like an actual like string section. Like they have an actual full orchestra there. It's fucking insane.
That.
And they start and they play like the first song on the album, which is like 6 minutes long, of him just like rapping. And that's like on the screen. and you just like watch it, and then like the song's about to come to an end. There's black smoke on the stage the whole time.
Whoa.
It was insane. And then like while he's still rapping, he just like emerges from the floor, still rapping.
I have chills.
And then the strings play, and then there is a part of it where the orchestra breaks up, and they all go to different portions of the stadium, and they were right next to, like, we were the last two seats on the row, and they were standing on the stairs. And there's a trombone and a violin. They just start playing like all over. They have mics on it. It was crazy.
That's so beautiful.
While that happens, so we're like over here, right? There's a stage right here, like a walkway, and then another stage. He starts over here while the orchestra's happening. He goes backstage, gets on a fucking horse.
Yes.
Rides it out, and then comes to the stage right directly in front of us.
Wow.
And then he gets on the walkway. The stages rise up. The walkway rises up. The walkway detaches and like floats around the arena. And he like looks at everyone and like walks back and forth on this runway while it's like, it's so good. Oh my God. It was like the best night of my fucking life.
Fuck yeah.
I love him bad. Like, it got worse after last night, obviously.
I love parasocial relationships.
Oh, it's like, Kendall, girl, I feel you. Like,
are they still dating?
I have no idea.
I hope so.
I was literally like, do you think she was there last night? Like, she loves
at the KFC,
like horses.
Yeah, she loves horses.
Well, I'm like,
crazy.
literally, like, sometimes, you know, your significant other will like randomly go on some days of the tour. Normally it's like New York or whatever. But I'm like, she loves horses. Like, what if she just like wanted to like be a little equestrian and be like, I would love to come to Kentucky with you, babe.
Yeah.
So maybe she was there. Maybe they're not dating. I have no idea.
Who knows?
Literally,
but I'm glad
don't
you had
care.
a great time.
Me too. It was just...
Also, I was way more in a mood to film today than I was yesterday, so it all worked out for me.
Thank
too.
God.
Well, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Speaking of parasocial relationships, or do you have more to say?
I've said it all.
Speaking of parasocial relationships, we have to get into the new Taylor album, of course.
Yes.
So
we sure do.
I did something bad.
I don't like this.
Well, I just have to share my truth. Wednesday night, the album came out Friday. Wednesday night, I got a little word that the album had, in fact, leaked. And I was having a rough week. And I was like, you know what? I have the chance right now to listen to a new Taylor Swift album that I assumed was going to be about her 6-year relationship. We'll get into that. So I listened to it. But then, joke's on me, because the next night when it actually came out is when she dropped the second album. Mm-hmm. It has sent social media into a firestorm. It's very divided.
It's interesting. I feel like this is her most since like 1989, and I'm sure there's stats to either back this up or disprove it. I have not looked into it. Mm-hmm. But like most listened to album by like everyone. Like
Probably.
I've seen so many people who are not Taylor Swift fans like checking it out.
It broke the Spotify record for most streams in a week.
Okay,
it beat Midnight's.
Okay, so I think that my theory is correct.
For sure. We'll see where it stands in the test of time.
For sure.
I'm scared to know what you think and what I think. And
we have gate kept this from each other. We've talked a little bit in a group chat.
Yeah, but
and
not
like said
in
some
depth.
songs that we like and like shared some thoughts. But we have like not fully dived in. And I'm probably just gonna like, this is gonna be a pretty Taylor Swift heavy episode. So like if you don't like that,
keep watching, but mute it.
Like, keep watching because it's interesting. Like, I love hearing people talk about music, whether I like it or not. Like,
For sure.
It is interesting. And this is such an interesting album that has so much to talk about. Like, whether you're a Swiftie or not, whether you've even heard it or not, like, there's so much to discuss. This is, like, our second Taylor Swift episode because there's no way we're going to be able to talk about this in less than 30 minutes.
Yeah. So... I like the album. Let's start there. I don't feel... I'm not obsessed with it.
Yeah.
And I don't hate it.
Totally. So I read a review that really like flipped the script on like how I was consuming it and how I was like viewing it.
Okay.
someone literally said, like, this might not be Swifties' favorite album. This might not be anyone's favorite album, but Swifties are just going to have to, like, support her through it because, like, she needed this. The way that I'm, like, now interpreting it is, like, she was genuinely writing poems for however long and went to Jack and said, let's put this to music.
For sure.
And so, like, the replay value is maybe not necessarily there on all 31 tracks, or, like, it's so lyric heavy. Like, you can just tell that she was just, like, word vomiting. Like, I just need to get this out because that's the only way I know how to cope with this shit. She needs someone in the room to, like, tell her no. Like, she needs someone to tell her, pare that down. And the example they gave was, like, just the simple thing of her saying, like, child swings. Like, you can just say swings. Like, swings are for children. They're at the park where children play. Like, you don't have to fit so many words into a line, and we can still get the message across.
And even if we can't, like, some of the best poetry is, like, up for interpretation.
Totally.
I agree with that. Also, she talks about, like, childhood a lot in this record. Just, like, being a kid, being kids, so high school. So I really think that she's really now feeling like, oh shit, I'm 32, 33, and I still have the mentality of a 16-year-old.
I think it's your age-old fan theory that, like, they get stuck in the age they became famous at, like, mentally and emotionally, and then at a certain point, you have to revisit that and be like, oh my god, what's going on?
And I've been hearing things, it's kind of off topic of the album, but about how her parents basically, like, forced her into fame. Like, she obviously wanted it, but there's, like, this email from her dad to, like, one of her a manager or someone, and he's psycho. Like, he was just saying, like,
fuck her dad, I'll say it.
Yeah, absolutely. He was saying, like, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make my daughter famous. I've shoveled thousands and thousands of dollars into getting her successful. And
yeah, I read something the other day that they were, like, millionaires from their little Christmas tree farm.
Yep.
Which is so interesting because she's always acting like they were poor.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I think that she just probably has a lot of resentment towards not only her family, but also, at this point, her fans, as she's made clear.
Yeah.
But I was shocked because when I first listened to it on Wednesday night, there was no discourse because it wasn't out yet.
Right.
And so I thought it was all about Joe Alwyn, and I was like, he did all of this? Like, I was so confused, especially The Smallest Man Who Ever Lived. I was like, what? But turns out it's about 1975's Matty Healy, which, like, obviously, you know, I can't judge someone for how they feel about a relationship, but I just genuinely had no idea that was that. I thought they just had a little fling, and she was like, oh, this isn't good for my image.
So, one, that's what I was having, like, I think the most trouble with when I was trying to digest this album, of just, like, the secondhand embarrassment of publicly admitting that this is how you felt about Matty Healy. Like, girl, we been new. Like, what? And just, like, embarrassing. I don't know. But one, I think it's the age-old tale of, like, you rebound and you think you're okay while you're rebounding because you're distracted. You're not processing the pain of what you've just been through. And then the rebound ends and now you're, like, double hurt. And you find yourself feeling like, oh my God, why do I feel so strongly about this person that I dated for 3 months or whatever? Like, what the fuck? Or a fortnight, if you will.
Yeah, but I heard that's not even what that song means.
I love that song.
I do too now.
That's my favorite song on the album by far. I cannot wait for Post Malone's new album. Like,
yeah, I love that song too. I love the video.
Oh my God, the video is just, like, breathtaking. It's so beautiful. And then I think there's, like, a famous quote in The Office. It's, like, Jim. He's saying, like, a rebound's, like, all fun and great until it's over, and then you're left thinking about the girl that you really love. Like, and so
listen closely, y'all.
Yeah. So I feel like
took you a second.
I feel like it was just, like, magnifying or, like, emphasizing the pain of, like, the Joe situation. Like, she did not process that. She went straight into some shit.
Well, then she went straight into Travis, so we'll see how that happened.
Which I guess is going well. I don't know. So yeah, I think it's like a culmination of like both things. And I think you guys know I love bringing up the Aaron Dessner of it all and the Long Pond sessions where he helps her figure out how to write a song about multiple things at once. And how I feel like ever since, I think every album since then, it's really hard to dissect what songs are about because I think she does that well now. Like, I think she's really adopted that. And so I feel like she has similar feelings about both of them. And someone did say this too, where like Maddie was just like the sped up, supersized version of what she went through for 6 months or for 6 years. So it's like the same sort of feelings.
Yeah.
And so she's writing about them both at once, even though it seems like they're about one or the other. Like a lot of the feelings still apply.
Yeah.
So like, yeah, I just think it's about both of them. Like you really can't separate that pain. Like,
yeah,
there's no way that you're just gonna like ignore the 6-year-long relationship and like focus on this 3-month-long whirlwind that you went on and be like 31 songs about that. Like, no.
The song about Kim, it was a choice. It was super. And then the other song about like the phone call of it all.
I don't even know what that is.
Cassandra. Is like clearly about the phone call of it all. And I'm like, here's my thing with all of it. Bless you.
Yeah.
So I love all of her breakup songs and, you know, the fact that she writes stuff that's relatable and what she's going through. I will say I don't care to ever hear about that situation again. And I know that she wrote it for herself and it's not like she doesn't give a fuck what I think.
Yeah.
But I'm just like, I don't know. She's the biggest artist of our time and she travels the globe and she
in a
private jet famously, but doesn't have any other like thoughts about anything. Like, I don't know, like philosophy or even more about like her fame because she touches on that too. Like, I would just like her to expand a little bit and write about like, I don't know, just the world or different concepts or something.
I feel like we got that on Folklore and Evermore, and that's why I think they're so fucking beautiful. And well, what's interesting is like now I'm looking back and I'm like, no, that shit was about your life. Like,
for
you
sure.
acted
I
like
always
it
thought
wasn't,
that.
and like you were in this happy relationship, but you were like fucked up. I still think so much of it though, like, was storytelling and was beautiful, and like I think like Peter is.
I love Peter. That's my favorite one.
I think it's like that's a nice thing that's like different or whatever.
Yeah.
And like
that's a good example.
And I like nothing new. Like I think that she touches on things sometimes, and I just don't think that this was gonna be that ever.
Yeah,
like,
that's
this
true.
was genuinely like I've been writing in my journal for the last however many years. And I'm throwing it out there. And I really don't care if you like it or not. I think for me, like, we talk so much about the long albums of it all. Like, it makes it really hard and really daunting for me to want to revisit it. I've only listened to it one time all the way through. And I need to revisit it again because...
it is so long. I wish it was not
so
as long.
And again, like, I just really think it wasn't for us. Like, she did this because she needed to, and... that's fine. The problem I'm having with it, though, is the cringiness of the lyrics. Like, there are too many instances where, again, she's cramming too many words into one phrase. She's saying things that you shouldn't say. Like, ever. Like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I can't. And it's, like, hard as a Swiftie... saying for years like she's the greatest songwriter of our generation. Like, some of these should have stayed at home.
Yeah,
some of these should have stayed in the journal.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't need to hear about a tattooed golden retriever getting his head scratched.
I don't either.
I don't need to hear about I would have lived in the 1830s without all the racists. Don't stop saying that.
Yeah,
that's so stupid. And even just like sometimes the flow of the lyrics, like it doesn't even matter what she's saying. Because she's trying to cram so many things into one line and like being too descriptive, I'm like, ooh, like I don't like to hear that with my ears. Like that didn't sound good. Like that didn't flow well. And I did see like someone saying that like they think that Jack is like holding her back. Like, his production is one fucking boring.
Dude,
so now we've just
if I
gotten
hear
two
one
boring
more
ass albums in a
stomp
row.
clap in a song, I'll die. That like I forget what song it was, but one of them literally just is the same beat as Antihero, just like boom, boom. I'm like, can we mix it up just a little bit? Just a little
Antihero
bit.
is one of the more exciting songs on Midnight's. Like, the rest of it is just like so monotonous. Like,
I would love to see her work with different producers. I'll say that much.
and I think that he can always be there from like a writing perspective and like collaboration perspective, but like
Yeah.
get someone else to produce the song, please.
And get someone who's not just gonna like not let you, but be like, hey, maybe we should try this instead.
Exactly. Like, someone needs to rein you in. And I think maybe on her next project, like, she will do that. Like, this was literally like, me and my friend need to sit in this room and get all my fucking feelings out, and my fans are gonna eat it up.
Yeah. I just wish he would have been like, did you mean to say that
For the racists.
for the racist of it all? But
Yeah.
my top 3, the fuck is my vape? Here it is. My top 3. Peter's my favorite one because, as you know, I love Peter Pan. And I think it's just so beautiful. I think the piano's beautiful. I think it's catchy. And I think it's just, like, tragic and just, like, so dope. I also love Who's Afraid of Little Old Me. And I Can Do It With a Broken Heart because it's catchy.
Yeah. I like Fortnite. That's about it right now.
I love Fortnite. I like can't get on Twitter right now. Every single tweet is about that.
Oh, yeah.
And her fans are, I mean, like the super hardcore ones will just like I don't know if you saw my quote tweet, but someone was saying like the bad reviews are because the media is conspiring against her. And I'm like, no, baby. They
No,
just
it's
don't
just
love
not
the
a good
album.
album.
Yeah.
And it's, again, like, I think that you need to approach it from, like, this is an art piece. This is a self-expression piece. This is a concept album, truly, in and of itself. Like, it's not meant for, like,
Commercial success.
consumption. Like,
Yep.
it's not meant, like, it just isn't. And it's, like, and once I, like, read that, I was like, okay, I can listen to this in a completely different way.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't need to, like, I don't need to love every song. I love the idea, and I love that she did it, and I am just anticipating her next album, really.
Same.
Like, I'm just, like, wondering what's going to happen.
Yeah,
and
where she'll
obviously
go
I'm
from here.
anticipating Rep TV and Debut TV. But someone asked me if I think that this or Cowboy Carter is going to win Album of the Year, and I literally said, I hope neither one of them are nominated.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree.
I hate Cowboy Carter, obviously. We've been over that. I think Cowboy Carter is better than this in a way because it's just more...
I haven't spent too much time with that one, to be honest. I didn't love it. But
Me
it also
neither.
suffers from just being too long.
Exactly,
Like
they
we
both
talked
do.
about for an hour. My album of the year so far is Eternal Sunshine. And I
That's
stand by
exactly
that.
what I said.
And then Billy's will come out and probably
Yeah.
blow that out of the water.
Yeah, and there's, like, gonna be others, and it's, like, April, so there's gonna be plenty more, and I really don't think the Tortured Poets Department should be a part of the conversation. Like,
I don't think it will be.
I don't think it should even be submitted. Like,
Oh, you know it'll be submitted. Because she wants to win 2 years in a row, but she's not going to, so.
I pray she does. If she does, I can never watch the Grammys again because that's just like rigged. Like, it just absolutely not. Doesn't make any sense. And I'm still extremely bitter about Did You Know There's a Ton Under Ocean Boulevard not winning.
Me too.
Like, that's fucking crazy. Like, Midnight's for me was one of my favorite Taylor Swift albums. Like, just as a Swiftie, like, I really enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I can look at it from a third party perspective and be like, this album is not that good
No.
for non-Swifties. Like, it just isn't that good. And it's because of Jack's production. Like, it's just pretty boring
I don't
from a
think...
production standpoint.
Yeah, I could see that. I love Midnights, though.
I love
but,
Midnights. I love Midnights. Like, top 3 for me.
But Lana's album is...
But did you know There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard is, like, one of the most beautiful pieces of work in the
Ever.
last 5 years. Like, and it's crazy to me that anyone would think that Midnight should win over that. Like, that is so fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
Like, did you know There's a Tunnel Under Ocean Boulevard, the song is better than, like, 80% of Midnight's?
Yeah, I agree. I watched her second Coachella set. It was equally as beautiful. As you guys know, I love Lana more than I love Taylor, so
Yeah.
I'm ready to hop in this
I
combo.
don't, but like,
You
I
can
love
be
that
objective.
album way more than, like, I don't love it more because it's just like, I love Taylor Swift. I don't know. I'm a fan. But
It's way better.
God, it's way better.
Which is interesting because that's also Jack Antonoff.
The way he produces for her is just better. Like,
Mm-hmm.
and she's just a more,
Artsy gal.
yeah, like she's a risk taker. She's a more diverse artist. Like Taylor has like a formulaic approach to songwriting. And it works most of the time.
And like most albums and songs, I feel like I'll grow to like really, really love a lot of them. But I just don't see myself ever being like, yeah, I have 2 hours to spare to listen to. There's plenty songs on there that I just like actively don't like.
Me too.
I love Florida, by the way, with Florence
and
Welch.
I literally hate that song.
love
so
that
bad.
song.
I hate Florence and the Machine. I hate her voice. I hate every single one of their fucking songs.
Wow.
And like, that's fine. Like I don't like. I'm never gonna like one of their songs because I hate that genre and I hate her voice. And so I do not like that song.
Well, if you've ever been arrested in Florida, you would get it.
Has she? I do not understand the Florida shit. I think we did it. I think that's all I have to say.
Yeah, that's all I have to say.
I do think that covers it. And like, tune in next week and see how I feel about it. Because
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be different. My next topic, speaking of the Kanye of it all.
Mm-hmm.
That's my segue from Taylor Swift to Drake is the...
Oh my God, she's obsessed, you guys,
The
with this
link.
game.
Oh my God, no, I wasn't even talking
We'll
about
tell them
that.
about the game.
Okay, well, there's this
It is
game
fun.
called Reladle.io, and it's basically like similar to a Wordle vibe where there's like a new one every day that everyone does, and you can share your scores. It's actually two Hivemind fans who created it, which is crazy.
Love that.
So the game is, it's kind of like 6 Degrees of Separation.
Yeah, we did that on the podcast
Spotify's
before.
related artists, where they give you an artist and another artist, and you have to link them together. So like they'll give you an artist and then show you all of their related artists, and then you have to choose related artists every time you click on someone, it shows you their related artist. You keep going until you can get to the other artist. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
You're just connecting them through related artists on Spotify.
I didn't realize it was from Spotify, but that makes sense.
Yeah. And I'm obsessed with it. I'm playing it all the time. And you can do custom matchups where like I can just pick 2 random artists and like send it to Bobby and like Bobby can do it. Mm-hmm. I love it so bad. Like I will spend so long on it. Like I'll just put in random ones for myself and just be like, can I do this?
I love that.
It's so fun.
I need to tap back
I'm about to do it right now. Should we do it right now and see who can do it faster?
Yeah. The Weeknd and Troye Sivan.
Yeah, so today's is The Weeknd and Troye Sivan, which actually seems super easy.
They were both in that show together. I fear I strayed too far away from this. Oh, I might be.
I went the wrong way. I'm literally resetting. Who are we going to? Troye Sivan? I can't do this, actually, as it turns out.
Who the fuck is Beach Bunny?
The Neighborhood is a related artist of The Weeknd? Like, what's going on here?
This is not going well for me.
No, this is going bad.
I found him. I did it.
And how many?
15, but I reset one.
I got it in 24, so that
Bad
sucked.
example, but it is a fun game.
Well, the shortest path was 5 guesses. Bobby got 13 and I got 24. Anyway, fun little game. I don't know how to segue. Bringing it all back to the Drake beef because we have to update you. So we just put out an episode yesterday. It came out.
Yeah, Monday.
Yeah. I have to update you guys on the beef. I'll just like keep you updated each week as things progress. Drake dropped
That diss track.
another diss that was bizarre. He had 2 AI verses from Snoop Dogg and Tupac. That's how the song opens. Have you not listened to this?
Mm-mm.
Oh, it's insane. It's literally a 3-verse diss track. The first one is Tupac. The second one is Snoop Dogg. And then Drake raps.
Oh.
Like, it's so bizarre.
I don't
it's
like the Tupac thing.
So fucking funny. He's a troll. Like, he's just the funniest fucking person ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Why would you put that out? I just think it's so funny.
And he also released the one that we were talking about on the last episode.
Well, yeah, he did confirm that was not an AI, that was him. He did release it on all streaming platforms, and obviously it did chart like we said it would, and it's a fucking hit and it rocks.
Yeah, I like that song.
So then he puts this other one out. He just like puts it on his Instagram, like static post, just like audio file on there. Like it's not on streaming, it's just like you can just listen to it. He basically is like taunting Kendrick Lamar and is like, where are you at? Like, come on, like we're waiting. And basically says in it that like Kendrick isn't allowed to drop right now and hasn't been allowed to drop because he's under the same Universal Music group. He's under the same group as Taylor Swift. And so like she's the way bigger artist. He's in a weird deal where he doesn't have a lot of say. He basically was saying like, you have to ask mommy, and she said no.
Damn.
Like you're not allowed to drop. And so he mentions Taylor Swift like 3 times.
I did see something about that because
mentioned her in the other diss too. Like he just loves her bad. Very interesting stuff going on. I don't really know what's going on right now, and everyone's saying like Kendrick won by being silent. I'm just like,
that's
whatever.
Not how that works, but okay.
Whatever. Then Kanye.
Oh God.
Went on a podcast like Saturday or something. It dropped, and he dropped a Like That remix, and Like That is the original song that started all this that Kendrick's verse was on the Metro Boomin Future album, on the first album.
Okay.
So he dropped a remix that was just like
embarrassing.
Yeah, like why are you? I don't know. And in the interview,
sad.
he basically says like, we were all in the studio like fucking geeked, like we were energized to take down Drake.
I saw that,
and I'm just like,
I bet you were a 50-year-old man.
Which is just so silly. Like, I don't know. It's just dumb. And like Mick was saying, like, this only makes Drake look so much cooler. Like, it's 20v1. He's just manning it himself.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's having the opposite effect. Like, I don't know. You guys all look like a bunch of little fucking babies. Just, like, trying desperately to take this man down, all of you, and it's still not gonna work. Like,
yeah, and I'm sorry, but if Kanye's joining your side of the beef, you've already lost.
You lost. Sorry. Kanye...
What's to say?
Just what's to say anymore? Like, girl, nobody cares. Ugh, whatever.
I sure don't.
I hope he's all right. That's what I always think about Kanye.
Yeah,
like
I hope he's okay.
I think about him a lot in the sense that, like, I hope he's all right. But, like, I don't really take him seriously as a person anymore. Like, everything he says, it's either so mentally ill that, like, I don't know what's going on, or it's like a full-blown troll situation. Like, I really can never tell with him anymore, and it's like, either way, I don't know. Like, I don't know. And I don't, nothing he says, like, upsets me, or, like, makes me angry, or, like, I don't have an opinion about anything he says anymore. I'm just like, okay, Grandpa, let's get you to bed. Like,
exactly that.
Yeah, like, I don't know, girl. And, like, the interview was just whack as fuck. Like, it's just Kanye saying shit that, like, isn't true. And the interview being like, wow, oh my God, I never even thought about that. That's crazy. And it's just, like, not true stuff. Like, it's just, like, dumb. I don't know why people interview Kanye anymore. For the views, I guess. But, like,
yeah,
it's not, like, real good journalism to have a sit-down interview with Kanye West.
No.
Yeah.
Well, that's a bummer.
To say, as always, hope he's okay. That's really all I think about anymore.
I don't really think about him too often.
I think about him so much. But yeah, we will keep you updated. This is your #1 podcast for all the rap beef updates, and we will keep you up to date.
And by we mean she.
Oh my God. But what's crazy is that Quavo and Chris Brown are beefing now.
Who cares?
Which, like, Chris Brown, similar situation. It's like, why would anyone respond to him? Like,
right.
Why would anyone talk to him? I don't know. But they're beefing, and Chris Brown put out a diss track in which, do you remember when there was a video of Quavo and Sweetie in the elevator and they were, like, physically fighting?
No.
It went, like, viral, and it was, like, crazy. And I think that they both, and just, like, the public perception was that it was just, like, both of them being physical with each other, so it wasn't really, like, fuck you, Quavo. Like, I still think it was fucked up, but like,
Yeah,
whatever. It was just clearly like a crazy fight. Chris Brown, the Chris Brown, brings that up in his diss.
Oh. Girl, what?
Girl, what? Like, why would you, as Chris Brown, ever bring up a man physically assaulting a woman?
Right.
You have 2 whole restraining orders against you from women that you have physically assaulted. Like, you're insane.
He is insane.
He's insane for real. Like, he's a drug addict. Like, that's really all I have for that. And he literally said something about, like, everyone wishes it was you instead of Takeoff. Yeah, it's, like, disturbing.
Ew.
It's so fucked up and weird. And he basically says that he fucked Sweetie while they were dating.
Fun.
And all this shit. But what's super interesting is that Quavo then responds and he says something to the effect of, like, basically that she's replaceable, like Sweetie is replaceable, and like he could turn like any model into Sweetie. Like, I don't know why he said it. It was just weird. Then Sweetie takes a screenshot of him DMing her on Instagram in like January and her not replying or opening it and being like maybe you can replace me with someone who replies or something like that.
Period.
Yeah, so that's the situation there. I don't really understand it. I don't really care. I have no idea where the beef stems from. Like, I saw some video. Like, it just seems like Chris Brown has just been, like, egging it on for, like, years and, like, just doesn't like him, and I don't know why. Has been, like, calling him out publicly about, like a celebrity basketball game or something. Was, like, calling him out. Like, it's just weird. He's so fucking weird and dumb, but did have to update our viewers, our girls and gay viewers about the rap beef of it all. But it's interesting.
It's pop culture, baby.
It's pop culture, baby.
What we're
and that's
here
what
for.
we're here for.
This was the first 420 in like 10 years that I didn't smoke.
Wow.
I know. I didn't even like realize it was 420 until later in the day, and I was like, this is depressing.
It was. I'm very much washed. Like, I smoked, but like I didn't smoke. My first joint was at like 6 p.m. And I was just like, this is crazy. Like, I literally used to like midnight on the dot. We had like a cross joint ready to go, like hitting it out of a bong. Like,
my friend used to have 420 parties where you could get 4 grams for $20, and we would all just go smoke all day. It was so fun.
Oh my God.
I know. And Clifton, of all
my
places.
friend, when we were in high school, he had a shed on his like property that was like, they turned it into like the fucking hangout, and we would all hang out in there, and like 420s in the shed were iconic.
Yep.
Unforgettable experience.
It's sad, isn't it?
It really is sad, because now I'm just like, who wants to waste money and get paranoid?
Not me.
I do. I had a interesting 420. It was Phil's friend's birthday, and he got like a little section at a Reds game, so we went over and pre-gamed at his house and like smoked and drank and stuff, and then went to a freezing fucking cold Reds game.
It was
like,
cold.
I was miserable.
Damn.
But I went out for that, and then I went out for Chelsea's birthday, so I smoked like
You had a good time.
all evening and night and had a nice time. So that was my 420, but yeah, it sucks.
I know.
It's boring, and we're old, and I'm washed, and it sucks.
Yeah.
I want to get back into it.
I want to feel young and alive again.
I know.
I do feel good with this blonde hair, I will say.
Oh my God.
It's doing wonders.
I feel insane with this pink hair. A girl in the bathroom the other night told me she thought I was 22 years old. Like,
I would never forget that.
well, I should have told you about that. So we went out Friday night for Phil's other friend's birthday.
Wow.
We went to the Banks because we can walk there, which, like, whatever. And it sucked. It was so bad. The music was so bad. It was not crowded, which is, like, good and bad. Like, I don't want it to be, like, so crowded that it's, like, gross, but, like, when it's not crowded, it's, like, awkward and weird. Especially when they're playing, like, Shut Up and Dance With Me.
Say it ain't so.
I swear to
I'm not
fucking
surprised,
God.
actually. Fuck the Banks.
It was really bad. I'm in the bathroom at Stretch, and this girl is sobbing to this 53-year-old woman. I heard her say her age, and she's 23. And they're just like, you know, bathroom girly vibes. Her and the girl are like coming to a close. And I have this thing. I've done this since I was like 18 years old. Like if I see a girl crying, I walk up to them like a little fairy godmother and I say, he's not worth it. And I walk away. Like,
I love it.
One time only did a girl look at me and say, that's not even what this is fucking about. Like, shut the, like, she was so mad. But every other time it's
been like,
right on the money because it's always a
it's
man.
a sign.
Like, they're literally just like, thank you. Like, you know, he's not like that.
And then they go sleep with him that night.
Yeah, 100%. So this girl is just sobbing and I like look at her because the older woman is telling her too, like, he's not worth it. And I look at her and I say, I don't know who the fuck he is, but I promise you he's not worth it. And like, you're never going to think about this again in a few years. Like, you're fine. And she turns to me and she's like, thank you so much for saying that. Like, I just have a lot of trauma. And like, and we hugged and she is just like sobbing on my shoulder.
Aww.
Like, she is 23. And she is like, she's in a relationship now. And she's like, it's fine. But like, I just have so much trauma from my ex. Like, he was so abusive. He was so fucked up. And I was like, girl, me too. Like, it's fine. And I was like, listen, I'm 29 years old right now. I was in that situation from 17 to 21. And that man, like, I would never think about him. Like, disgusts me. Like, one day you're going to wake up and this is just not going to matter. Like, I'm
For
so
sure.
sorry you're feeling this way, but like, you're going to be okay. And she was just like, I really needed to hear that. And, it was like, and then she hugged Mackenzie and she's sobbing with her and she's like talking to us. And when I said I was 29, she was like, you look so good. I thought you were 22. And I was like, okay.
I love
stop.
you. Start sobbing. I needed to hear that.
I just been through so much. Like, no, it was crazy. I love a little bathroom. Like, but then I couldn't get out of it. And I was just like, oh, we have to go get shots. Because Hannah texted me like, LMAO, like, I got you shots. And I'm like, cool, we'll be right out.
Yeah. Should we talk about Drake trivia?
Aw, yeah. So what's so funny is I was editing and I put the episode out so late that we're like promoing for Drake trivia and it came out days after it happened. But it was this huge success. Like,
It
there were
really
like 40
was.
people there, locked in all night. Like, and it was
fun.
so beautiful.
I had
like,
a great time.
For me personally, being a Drake fan for as long as I have, and like, I meet people all the time who like tell me they're Drake fans, and then like I ask one question and they're like, what? And I'm like, oh, so you're like not really a Drake fan. But like that night, like, healed my inner child or something. Like,
Yeah.
my inner Drake fan. Like, it was like a huge group of people singing like deep fucking cuts, like every word. Like, it was just, it was magical. And it was outside.
It was so nice
Which
out.
it wasn't supposed to be. It was like a really stressful day and everything got fucked up. And I'm so glad it was outside because it was like the perfect night. We were in the perfect area. Like,
I love that area famously.
the vibes transcended time and space. Like, it was just,
It was so fun.
it was so fun and awesome. Thank you so much to everyone who came out. I don't know if you watched this podcast, but we had a great night.
It was a great night.
It was, I can't wait to do it again. My last topic is like more just like a tweet. This isn't even a topic, but like, when you're anywhere and there is a television there, whether it's a bar, a nail salon, anywhere that there are TVs and they're on, what's on?
Impractical Jokers.
Right.
Every time, everywhere.
Every time, everywhere. And
Yeah.
like, this needs to be studied.
It's so crazy, right?
Like, it's insane.
Yeah, I don't get it.
We were at the Banks the other night. Like, in the middle of a bar, music blaring, there's a TV on, and it's Impractical Jokers with commercials.
It's so weird.
It's like crazy.
Yeah.
First of all, can we substitute that for What Would You Do?
That's all I've got.
That's all I've got too. Like I said, pretty chill episode.
Yeah. Thanks for
Just, we
sticking
love
with us.
chit-chatting, really getting back to our roots of just us.
And I love that.
And that's why you guys are here, for us to talk on this couch. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for sticking through our little hiatus or inconsistency and bearing with me while I try to edit guest episodes. But we'll try to get some non-guest episodes out, get back to our regularly scheduled program.
Thanks for watching.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Tune in next week. And we love you so much.
Stay slutty.
Totally.